Alright, I decided to do one major deck profile of all my decks I have ready. Okay, the first one is Gagaga deck. Excuse me. Alright, let's start with the monsters. Two Kage Tokages. When I get or whenever they decide to get print Gagaga sister in English, I just take these two out and put her in because she's a really good card. But for now, the Kage Tokages will do. Goblinberg, however you want to pronounce that. Two of these guys, extra special summoning power. Engine of the deck, Gagaga Magician. Gardna, good card. You can just, let your opponent lure them into a false sense of security, letting them think that they can swing directly, and then just special summon it in defense. Oh, their plans are foiled. Three Child. Oops. And three Girls. That's about it for the monsters. Now, on to Magic and Trap. Dark Hole, Lightning Vortex, 1 MST. Why? Because there's two Gagaga Bolts, which can destroy any one card on the field so long as you have a Gagaga on the field. Onomatopoeia. It's a slight cost. You discard one card, search out any Gagaga from the deck, add it to your hand. So that's really nice. 2 Reinforcement of the Army. Search out Goblinberg and Gardna. I think those are the only warriors. Let's see. 2, 3. Yeah, so you got 5 targets for those cards. The warrior returning alive. Again, 5 targets. 2 wins. When I get it, I would switch out one of these for a Gagaga draw. Banish 3 Gagagas from the graveyard, draw 2. But I have so many decks. I have like 1, 2, 3, like 4 decks right here that are complete, and then like 5 in the making. They're not done yet, so cards get pretty expensive. That's why I haven't gotten everything yet. Alright, 2 Gagaga Academy Emergency Network. This is a really good card. It's your turn, your opponent has a monster, you don't. Play it, special summon a Gagaga straight from the deck. Cannot special summon again that turn unless it's XYZ, which is the purpose of the deck, so that works fine. So you get your search, special, normal Gagaga from your hand, exceed into something. This is also a really good card. Gagaga Revenge, Monster Reborn for Gagagas. The secondary effect could give you the slight advantage when you exceed, and this card goes to the graveyard because you overlaid. All of your XYZ monsters on the field gain 300 boost permanently attack, so that's pretty nice. Traps Waboku. Your monsters can't be destroyed by battle that turn, and you take no battle damage. That's good. Torrential, Bottomless, and Ghost of a Grudge. This is such a good card in any deck. Your opponent has a bunch of monsters like Stardust Spark that can't be destroyed by card effects. What's that? Attack 0. Don't need to destroy him. You can just keep attacking him or get something like what is it? That new rank 3 from the Megatins. It allows you to swing directly for 2,000. Something like that. Or a Downer Magician. They'll have it in defense, and you can just keep inflict piercing. So yeah, you don't necessarily need to destroy that stuff. Okay, moving on. 1 Fiendish, 1 Compose, 1 Mirror Force, and 2 XYZ Block. Spell speed 3, revolves around Exceeds, so that's a pretty good card to stop against monster effects. You just, I believe the cost is detaching 1 material from an XYZ monster you control. Alright, now, this is just what I have, and I always switch stuff out a lot because there's also I was talking about earlier, the Nightmare Shark. 2 level 3s, detach 1, swing directly. But yeah, I always switch this stuff out. Like, you know, extra deck moves around here and there, like Dracosac and Big Eye, Utopia, you know, stuff like that that you can use with a lot of decks. Just keep moving around. So sometimes I just have to keep on searching for my stuff because I don't really know where it's at. Alright. Utopia. Black Ship. Bocasaurus. Maestroke. Felgrand Knight. Leviathan. Of course, the Nightmare Shark. Terror Bite. Steel Swarm Roach. Excalibur. Key Beetle. Thunder Spark. One-Eyed Skill Gainer. Stellar Knight Deltaros? I just got this card, so. Okay. Photon Strike Bouncer. Whatever. And then, of course, Dracosac. I switched out the Ultra Excalibur when I got the Ghost. And they don't have sleeves, but for Dracosac. Alright, so that was the deck profile on Gagaga deck, including extra deck. And moving on to Chaos Dragon / Spellcaster deck. Let me see. That's a crap load of monsters. Okay. Starting with the monsters. 2 Light Pulsars. 2 Axe Dragon Newt. 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon. I used to run 3, but it was kind of cloggy, so 2 it is. Works. Seems to work pretty good. 2 Marshmallow. He's marshmallowy and stuff. 2 Chaos Sorcerer. 1 Swarm of Locusts, because this deck doesn't really have MSTs or anything. So this is like a continuous MST if it doesn't get blown up or anything like that. 1 Lila, also used as an MST. Because this deck has a lot of dragons, Kidmono. And of course, what's the purpose of running a Chaos / Dragon deck without? Big Daddy. Raikou. Kind of like an MST, but for everything, you know. Shining Angel. Now this I have in here specifically so you can get out your maidens. I used to run Raimei, but that one, when it's destroyed by battle, you can add the light monster to your hand. This one, special summon to the field. Eclipse Weaver. BLS. Card Trooper. The Lovely Maiden. Swarm of Scarabs, Locust Brother. 1 Dark Flare. And a Spirit Reaper. There's pretty good amount of dark and lights, that ratio. I think there's like 3 or 4 more lights total than dark, but it's still pretty good. And 4 traps. Got 2 Fiendish. Dark Bribe. Breakthrough Skill. Okay, now this next card I put in here because I was doing it really dumb. I had a foolish burial and one dragon shrine. I'm like, hello, retard, two dragon shrine. And then something else occurred to me. When you banish things from the stuff I had in here already, there was not a way to get anything back. And then you might be thinking, Leviair, duh. Yes, true, Leviair, but that doesn't work with high level monsters. So, decided to put this in. It's face down, it gets blown up from whatever. Chain, Castle of Dragon Souls. You can get back your red eyes, whatever dragon that's banished for whatever reason. Blackhorn, Compulse, and 2 Mirror Force. I was just talking about this. 2 Dragon Shrines to put Light and Darken the graveyard immediately, or to drop a Pulsar. If you have a Light and Dark in your hand, drop that immediately. Special summon Pulsar. If you have a BLS Chaos Sorcerer Dark Flare in your hand, banish the 2 that you just dropped for Pulsar's effect. Banish that. They're out on the field too, so you just got 2 special summons, and you still have your normal summon that turn, so you can get out Maiden or something else. You know, it's a really good card for this deck. 1 book, 1 Silver's Cry, because you always dump, you want to dump at least 1 Blue Eyes whenever you do Dragon Shine, so it's pretty much always a Blue Eyes in your graveyard. Enemy Controller, Lightning Vortex, and Dark Holio. See, and this is stuff like side deck Pot of Dick to me. Number 46, Drag Luon. Sounds like a booger. Burst Stream of Destruction. And Heliosphere Dragon. Okay. Now, the extra deck. Utopia. Zenmaines. Palidynamo. Black Ship. And I actually had this card in my binder for a while, and it didn't occur to me that this is such a good card for this deck. Princess Cologne, that I call Princess Baloney, because I think it sounds better and funnier that way. But it's a really good effect. 2 level 4s, and when it's summoned, you can target 1 box of friends. If you have it, you don't have to worry about that. It's not part of this deck. If you control another monster, your opponent cannot target this card with cards, effects, or 4 attacks. So basically, if you have another monster on the field while this is there, it's bulletproof. Basically, they can't touch it without destroying them. They have to destroy other monsters first. And here's the good part. If a face-up normal monster or monsters you control is destroyed by a battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, detach 1 XYZ, and special summon a normal monster from your deck or graveyard and face-up defense. So you have this on the field, 2 detaches. You have a Blue Eyes or 2 on the field, gets destroyed. Detach special, gets destroyed again the same turn. Detach special, they have to destroy it 3 times with this card. So that's a really good card to have. Thunder End. This can blow up your opponent's side of the field, but not yours if you have the correct combo. Correct combo being Red Eyes and Light Pulsar. Why? Because we looked up the ruling. Me and my friends always argue about a bunch of stuff, and still stops for like 10 minutes or so while researching rulings and whatnot. So this is why I know this. If you have Light Pulsar and Red Eyes on the field at the same time, and something like Dark Hole, Lightning Vortex, Raigeki, whatever, something that destroys your monsters just happens, and they both get sent to the graveyard at the same time. Light Pulsar's effect, you can bring back Red Eyes if they're destroyed simultaneously. So bring them back, Red Eyes, and if you already used his effect that turned to special summon, it resets because he was sent to the graveyard and then summoned again. So regardless if you use his effect or not that turn, if it gets destroyed while Pulsar is in the field and they're both being destroyed together, Pulsar effect, revive Red Eyes effect, revive Pulsar, same turn. So you can Thunder End into that while they're on the field. Okay, you didn't lose any monsters, your opponent loses all their field, and if they don't have any back row, swing for game. Felgrand Knight, protection, he can protect himself. You can usually want to protect your monsters, but you can also use it to screw over your opponent. If they have a monster, they're going to use an effect. Oh, detach, what's that? You don't get your search or to destroy me or anything, whatever. So you can use it on pretty much any monster on the field. So that's pretty nice. Underworld Fighter, Armades, Blue Sirius, Gravity Warrior, Angel of Zero, Scrap Dragon, Star Eater, and Azure. Alright, that completes the deck profile for the Chaos/Dragon/Spellcaster deck. Moving on to, well, yeah, we'll save Super Mega Big Daddy for later. So moving on to my newest deck. That's not part of it. Alright. Alright, I actually made this deck because of this card. This is such a shui card, and I love it. The artwork is amazing. He looks pimp. Breaker, the Dark Magical Warrior. Look at that. That's like Breaker the Magical Warrior, but on steroids. It's his older brother. He's bigger, he's badder. Oh, what's up? But yeah. Basically, if he's normal summoned, you place 2 counters on him. He gains 400 attack per counter. So if you normal summon him, he's already at 24. Does not have a limit to how many counters you can have. If it's pendulum summoned, you put 3 counters on him. He can remove a counter, same effect as the other breaker, destroy magic or trap on the field. The only difference is you can only use that effect once per turn. Okay, moving on. 3 Summoner Monk. And before I continue, I'm not sure if I specified what kind of deck this is. It's a counter deck pretty much, but it's not OTK because that's more like for tournaments, and I play against my friends. This is just for fun. You don't want to take the fun out of it, just like, oh hey, it's your turn. Just kidding, I killed you. You're dead. Have some fun with it. So it is it's got a lot of draw power, but it's because you need to for a counter deck. All right, 2 Mathematicians, 3 Exemplar, 2 Defender, 3 Royal Magic Library, 3 Breaker, 2 Knight's End Sorcerer, and 2 Endymion. Alright, now I think this deck has a lot of synergy, because the only thing you can't really search out is the tuner. That was the problem, so that's why I put in Mathematician. The tuners are level 2. You normal summon Mathematician, you can send a tuner to the graveyard, and then you can summon her monk into Exemplar. You should have 2 counters in the field by then. If not, play 1 magic, she gets 2 counters, remove special summon from the graveyard, and then you can remove 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard, up to 2 if you want, or if that'll screw them over. If not, you don't have to, it doesn't matter. And then you can sink into that, which we'll get a little bit more into depth later. So that concludes the monsters. Onto magic. Now this deck has no traps, and I've spent so much time on this deck. It originally had some traps. They seemed to slow it down more than it helped, So you have protection in the form of monster effects and a few magic cards. So Terraforming, Spell Power Grasp, Allure of Darkness, 3 Upstarts, Day of Peace, 2 Dark Bordillions, 3 Cup of Ace. Keep it interesting. I think it makes it more fun, because you don't know who's gonna get the extra 2s, who's gonna draw 2. You or your opponent? I don't know. We're gonna have to flip a coin first. So yeah, that makes it a bit more interesting. Spellbook of Wisdom for a little protection. All monsters are Spellcaster type. Super Poly, it's currently limited to 1, and the reason why that's in there is because, like I was saying earlier, normal summon Mathematician, you dump Knight and Sorcerer from the deck to the graveyard, and then if you have them ready on the field, you can Summoner Monk into Exemplar, remove effect from the Citadel, or play a magic card, remove the 2 counters from that, from her, special summon Knight and Sorcerer, sync Super Poly from anywhere on the field, and you can get out Supreme Arcanite Magician. So, oh, and yeah, we'll get ahead of myself. We'll go into that fully later. Raigeki, protection through magic cards, like I said. Tune Table of Contents times 3. And of course, Citadel, kind of the engine of the deck. Alright, now, this was also really hard to decide what to put in here, but ultimately this is what I went with. It seems to work fairly good. It's got its advantages and disadvantages, so here we go. Downard, Diamond Dyer, Alchemic, and with this card you can, this deck has a lot of summoning power, special summoning and whatnot, so you can quickly get out this with 3 level 4s and search any magic card from the deck, put it face down in your spell and trap card zone by detaching 1, discarding a card from your hand. It goes there during the end phase, and normally what you want to do is have like a Spellbook of Wisdom ready, and then search out Super Poly if you don't have it, so you can get out the Supreme Arcanite Magician. Alright, Silent Honor, too good. Evil Swarm Nightmare, screw over your opponent when they're special summoning. Exciton Knight comes in very handy. Gagaga Cowboy. I know you're saying, shouldn't that be in the Gagaga deck? Yes, it should, but like I was saying earlier, always shuffling stuff around that can go with multiple decks, so that's why it's here right now. Paladynamo, Naruto, Big Eye, 2 Tempest, 1 Explosive, 1 BLs, and 1 Supreme Arcanite Magician. Now, I'm thinking about changing this up just a bit. There's I think this deck could be tier 1 if I could get out Arcanite Magician, which I currently do not have. But when I do get it, I think I'll take out let me see. It's a tough decision. I'll probably bump some of the monsters that are at 3, I'll probably bump them down to 2, and put in the, was it Necro, or no, not Necro, just Geomancer of the Ice Barrier, something like that. It's a level 3 tuner spellcaster. So I put that in so that I can go for 7 and get out your Arcanite Magician, because it's just too good. It's like Explosive Magician, but better, because with this card you can discard, remove 2 counters on your side of the field to blow up a magic or trap card. Arcanite Magician, it gains 1,000 attack per counter on it, and you can remove counters to blow up anything on the field, and it's not once per turn, so you can use that to completely clear your opponent's side of the field if you have plenty of counters on the Citadel. So yeah, I'm heavily considering that, but seeing as it's an expensive card, I'm gonna have to wait on that, see if I can trade. It's expensive with good reason, so hopefully I can get that pretty soon. Get this deck a bit better, and yeah, that concludes the deck profile on the Spell Counter deck. On to my strongest deck. Now, this deck does not have very many monsters, and sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. Because of that, you don't want to really run things like Dark Hole, Torrential, stuff that blows up the field. Excuse me. But when you get your plays going, it's pretty hard to stop. So we'll start with Effect Veilers, Priestess, Spellbook Magician, Stoic, Jowgen, Temperance, and World. Now, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's 13 monsters, which is not a whole lot. But this deck has a ton of draw power, and you know, it's mostly spells, and there's a lot of screw you power in the deck too, so that's totally fine. Now, because of the Grand Spell Tower, you can run stuff like this, and it's not really a problem. There's 2 Reckless, 2 Mirror Force, 1 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, Bottomless, 2 Fiendish, Breakthrough, Solemn, Compulse. Alright, on to the magic. 2 Masters, 2 Grand Towers, because 3 is excessive and cloggy, 2 Wisdoms, 1 Book, Spellbook Power, 3 Secrets, 1 Eternity, 2 MSTs, 1 Crescent, 1 Fate, 1 Life, 1 Life, and because of a lot of decks today, I thought this was a good card to run. Shared Ride. So let's say your opponent is adding stuff to their hand, they add like a +5 or 6 to their hand with cards, effects, and stuff. Not chain this at the beginning. For every card they draw, they add to their hand. You draw that many. So +6, thanks, friend. You know, so that's pretty good too. All right, on to the extra deck. Oops. All right, we have Monsieur Gachi Gachi, Shining Elf, Herald of Pure Light, Leviathan. Okay, now this one I put in here just in case. I mean, for the most part, you're not going to get an extra deck, like, period. But, you know, this is just in case if you really, really need it. And, you know, sometimes you need a beat stick. And so this is just to, you know, stall, get over some of your opponent's strong monsters, and hopefully you can get rid of this guy before you run out of detaches and have to pay the cost. Acid Golem, Zen Mains, Hierophant of Prophecy, Underworld Fighter, Hyper Librarian, Ancient Pixie Dragon, Stardust Dragon, Crimson Blader, and I don't think you can get an Iron Chain in this deck. I don't even know why it's there. Okay. Now, this one is really, really, really just about a 0% chance of getting out, but it is possible. Think about the chances of finding shiny. 1 in 8,192. That's pretty much the odds of getting this out in this deck. Pretty slim, nearly 0. It is possible, but don't count on it, ever. I just have that there because she's pretty and I like her. Side cards, Galaxy Queen's Light, Spellbook of Judgment, you can play whatever you want. So the people saying that's a banned card, arrive at the point. You can play whatever you want. Jowgen, the English version, so people are like, what does that do, or you're making this stuff up? Nope, there's the English one. Phoenix Wing Windblast, and Mighty Warrior. Can you even get out of Mighty Warrior? No, scratch the Mighty Warrior. I don't think you can get out level 6s. Okay, and that's it for that deck profile. You see, here's my Dark Magician deck that's not even finished yet, but yeah, missing a Prisma. And I have that because Dark Magician deck, Prisma effect. My Fortune Lady deck is, I don't really know how to make it better right now. They need some more support. It's kind of really stall and it's like major suckage. So yeah, it's kind of like mostly done, but I'm not really gonna play because it sucks. Until I can figure out a way to make that better, or they give it some more support. You know, just whatever. Oh, I totally overlooked one deck. Forgiveness, please. Okay, but this deck I made because you probably get stabbed for this, but YOLO. Alright. This is like, it's still not how I want, for the most part it is, but it's a pretty good deck, you know. I don't think it's tier 1, but I like it a lot. Alright. Bear with me here. I knew I was forgetting something at the start of the video. Can you say retard? Alright. So, I'm gonna do this as fast as I can. Okay. Okay, and I'll do the magic and trap as I go. So, this is my troll deck. See what I meant about being stabbed? Hey, take the stabbed, dies. Okay. Kisetai, what's that? You attacked me? Oh, thanks for the life points, buddy. Princess of Tsurugi. Needleworm. Oh, say goodbye to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Sky Stray. Can't touch me. I'm spitting on you. 600 every turn. Reflect Bounder. Go ahead and attack if you want to lose your monster. Exploder Dragon. Oh, I just killed your beat stick. And guess what? I don't take any damage. Cyber Valley. Stall. And for draw power. Mirage Dragon. What's that? You can't activate traps when I'm attacking with this guy? Sucks to suck, bruh. And 2 Lava Golems. What's that? You got some pretty strong monsters? Not anymore. Marshmallow in all his marshmallowy goodness. 2 Faders. And 2 Penguin Soldiers. Alright. Let's see. Separate. Gotta keep them separated. Dun, dun, dun. Alright. Appears to only have 6 magics and no duplicates. So, I really like this card. I want to get 3, but this is all I have for right now. Misfortune. What you do is, you play it. I don't think you can attack the turn you activate it, but that's okay. This deck is defensive. Excuse me. So let's say you get rid of 2 of your opponent's strong monsters with good effects by tributing them for Lava Golem. They have a 3000 beat stick in defense mode. End turn, chain, activate Ghost of a Grudge. The attack is 0. And, oh, you miss. Replay. You give the Lava Golem, get rid of their 2 monsters tributed. Play Misfortune. They take 1500 damage because it's half a 3000 original attack. And then in the next turn you activate Ghost of a Grudge, 0 attack, and they take 1000 because their turn started. Alright. Dark Hole. Dark Snake Syndrome, Killing You Softly, Dark Core, Creature Swap, and the Cock Block, Dimensional Fissure. Alright. This shouldn't take that long. We have one of these, one of those, one of these. We have, where's the, oops, oh, do I have, nope. And, alright. Curse of Darkness. The Huge Revolution is over. Right Geki Break. Wiretap. Pineapple Blast. Secret Barrel. Karma Cut. 2 Magic Cylinders. Defense Draw. Waboku. 2 Just Desserts. 2 Negate Attacks. And 2 Ghost of a Grudge. So this deck is pretty much prepared for anything. And extra deck's not big because they're going for monsters that do damage, you know, inflict damage. So this you're probably not going to get out that much either, but it's just in case, you know, you can, or, you know, there's nothing else you can do and you gotta go for game and this is the only way you can do it or something. Sky Pegasus, Gachi Gachi, Submersible Carrier, Arrow Shark, Granosaurus, and Black Ship. Alright, now that completes the deck profile of my 5 decks that are currently ready to go. Now, the other ones that I was talking about earlier, Dark Magician deck, incomplete. Mostly is, like, that one unfortunately these are mostly complete. Just need a few things, make them better, get them going. My Unlimited E-Dragons is around here somewhere. That is probably the only thing that can stand up to my Spellbooks. We got that, and where are the other 2? OTK Counter. I'm not really going to play that much. It's just to have against people that try to show you up, you know, act like they're better than you or anything like that. Bust it out, take them down a few pegs. So we got that, and what is it? Destiny board. Yes, I'm making a Destiny board deck because 1, it's not meta, and 2, it's a challenge. So going for that when I can. So Destiny board, we got counter, OTK counter, Unlimited E-Dragons, Dark Magician, what is it? Fortune Ladies, 5 decks in the making right there. And the 5 we went over with the full deck profiles. We have Spellbooks, Troll, Counter, Chaos, and Gagaga. So that's 5 full deck profiles, and when I'm done with the other ones, that'll be 5 more. So thank you for your patience, and I hope you liked this video.